We're gonna do a turtle tier list. We got lots of different turtles to talk about today, so let's just jump right in. And first contestant on The Price is Right, Squirtle. And Squirtle was my very first Pokemon. We're gonna give him the A tier for that. Okay, then we got Wartortle. There's something kind of interesting going on with Wartortle that not a lot of people really talk about. He's kind of in this in-between phase. I have an official document from the Pokemon company. This was from back when they were first coming up with Pokemon as a multimedia franchise. Never before seen until now. I have an inside correspondent who leaked these documents to me, and I'm just gonna show them to you now. This was kind of the chart they used for inside purposes. There are 151 of these dots, trust me, I counted them. Basically, when a Pokemon is born, it is supposed to be as cute as possible. See on the y-axis, we got cute and badass, and then the x-axis, level of Pokemon, 0 to 100. The older the Pokemon gets, the more it progresses, the less cute it gets, and the more badass it gets. So we're left with something that I like to call the valley of neither cute nor badass. And this is where Wartortle falls in. So as you can see, Squirtle is still very cute. I don't think anyone's gonna argue with that. And Blastoise is definitely a badass motherfucker. And then we got Wartortle just kind of in this in-between phase. It's kind of like that Britney Spears song. I'm not a Squirtle, not yet a Blastoise. So Wartortle, he's pretty mid. We're gonna give him a C tier for that. Blastoise is a badass. We're going to give him an A tier for being... don't want to give him an S tier. We want to give him an A tier. Next Pokemon is Turtwig. Yeah, I got a special place in my heart for Turtwig, I guess. I think he's pretty cute. So we're going to give him a B tier. And then Turtwig kind of evolves into this abomination called Grottle. Yeah, I don't get this Pokemon. I think he's kind of ugly, and like his shell is protruding over his head. So we're going to give him a D tier. And then Grottle evolves into Torterra. And Torterra is kind of a letdown. I mean, he's not that badass. He's not nearly as badass as Blastoise is, that's for sure. C tier for Torterra. Transitioning from Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh! We got Catapult Turtle. And, you know, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make a Catapult Turtle, because one thing has nothing to do with the other. And I'm just a little fed up with the Catapult Turtle, so we're going to give him a D tier for sucking. Next up, we got the UFO Turtle. I fucks with the UFO Turtle. I think it's a pretty psychedelic background there. And it makes more sense to have a UFO turtle than a catapult turtle. So we're going to give the UFO turtle a B tier. Alright, next up is Yertle the Turtle. Yertle the Turtle from the Dr. Seuss book of the same name. For those of you unfamiliar, he's basically the Trump of turtles. He like tells all the other turtles, oh, you gotta make a turtle tower and I'm gonna sit at the top of it and be king of the universe. So I'm not on board with that. We're gonna give Yertle the Turtle an F tier for being a dick. Okay, so next up is Bowser. Bowser's pretty badass, pretty cool villain, all things considered. Heavyweight. I wouldn't want to get in a fight with Bowser because he'd probably sit on me and crush me and kill me. So let's give him a B tier. Okay, then we got Bowser Jr. And I think Bowser Jr. is kind of cooler than Bowser himself. So I'm going to give him an A tier because I think he's that cool. Alright, next up we got the Koopalings. First up is Larry. He's got this kind of cool blue hair here. So why not? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll give him a B tier. And then Morton. I don't know. I'm not too crazy about Morton. Not very colorful compared to the other Koopalings. I'm just not too crazy about him. So let's just do a C tier for Morton. Then we got Wendy. If you ask me, Wendy kind of looks like an ugly love child between Bowser and Birdo. So I'm just gonna give her the C tier as well. Next up, we got Iggy, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not too crazy about Iggy. He kind of looks like his hair is like an onion or something. So we're gonna give him a C tier as well. That brings us to Roy. Seems like a pretty cool dude. I dig the pink. I dig the sunglasses. So let's give him a B tier. That brings us to Lemmy. Yeah, I think Lemmy's the coolest of the Koopalings. I really dig the rainbow hair and the crazy eyes. So we're going to give him an A tier for that. All right, Ludwig, our final Koopaling. And I think Ludwig just kind of looks dumb with that hair. So we're going to give him a D tier. Now we're coming up on Crush from Finding Nemo. Easily my favorite character from that movie. We're gonna give him an A tier. That brings us to Squirt. And I think Squirt's pretty good. He's got potential. He's not quite there yet though. So I think Crush is the coolest character in the movie, and Squirt, he's got a little growing to do. So let's put him in the B tier, because he's not quite as cool as Crush is. Not yet, anyways. I don't know, I'm running out of screen real estate. This is bad. This is bad. We might have to make adjustments here. Okay, Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about Master Oogway, or Master Uwe, or whatever his name is. We're gonna give him a C tier because I think he's not that memorable of a character. Alright, so now we're coming up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. First up is Michelangelo, easily the best of the bunch. We're gonna give him an A tier for being such a cool dude. Next up, we got Raphael. Yeah, you know, Raphael, he's got some anger management issues, but he's still pretty cool, but he's not as cool as Michelangelo. So let's give him a B tier. So I guess the F tier just got scooted down, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Leonardo. Yeah, Leonardo's kind of the lamest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we're gonna give him a C tier. Oh no, this is bad, folks. This is real bad. We'll leave it like that. Okay, so we got a few more contestants left. We're coming up on Donatello, and I think Donatello's alright. I probably relate to Donatello the most out of all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just read the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover, and Donatello shot himself up with the Bane toxin so he could be a badass. I think Donatello should just accept himself for who he is. We're gonna give him a B tier. So we got two people left. We got the Master of Disguise. I watched on YouTube the Master of Disguise Turtles Club scene, and that was the biggest waste of 41 seconds of my life. So we're gonna do an F tier. And you know what, while we're here, let's promote Yertle the Turtle to the D tier, because at least he's a real turtle, right? Okay, folks, so a final turtle. This is a turtle near and dear to all of our hearts, and that would be none other than Franklin. Franklin is S tier. Alright, so there's my tier list. Take a screenshot, post it to your socials, and yeah, we'll see you next time.